Corky, do you want to kick us off?
Yeah, I will. Thanks. Good morning, Johnny.
Hi, Michael.
Can I just ask you, in relation to the two games that are coming up, you must be really pleased with seeing, what happened in Rome, that some of the stuff you've been working hard on behind the scenes coming to fruition then, but you've got two big games in the next week or 10 days.
Yeah, obviously very happy with our performance against Italy. I don't know what that was. Sorry. Yeah, very happy with our performance against Italy, but we do realise that it's going to be a big step up this week and next week. So we've been gearing up towards just trying to get better, like we always are, and hopefully we can take another step forward on Sunday.
Can I ask you, obviously pending team selection, the man who you could be playing against next weekend, Finn Russell, and what you see in him as a player and the threats that he can pose to any team?
Yeah, he's obviously a big threat for us. Knowing that he's got a full box of tricks that he tries to pull out most games, and he's obviously a threat to the line. He's got a good short kicking game. He can pull the strings if we let him, and he's hurt us in the past before. We haven't played against him the last couple of times we've played Scotland, so again we've kind of had to go back and look at some old footage. But he's been in good form for his club, and he's a massive threat like they have across their team. But obviously when you got him and Hogg, they're probably the standout guys. But we have to be on our game this week to stop them.
Good man, thank you.
How's it going? Johnny, you signed a new contract last week. Were you hoping that it would be a 2-year one, maybe?
No. No, I was hoping, I was just, it was done, in the right way. Obviously it was delayed with all the COVID things, like everyone's was, so it didn't start. It was agreed, pretty quick. I suppose when you get to the age I'm at, it's most guys in their mid-30s, it's 1 year, see how you feel this time next year, and how you're performing, how the body's holding up, how the mind's holding up, and that's really it. I always knew it was going to be a 1 year at a time job when it got to this stage. So delighted to continue the journey for another year, and still very hungry to try and achieve success with Leinster and Ireland. And once my teammates know that and they see it every day on the training pitch, that's all that matters to me.
Of course, and you guys always looking to improve yourselves, no matter what kind of game it is. Does that kind of sharpen even more if you're just coming into a 1 year contract? That kind of sense that you're looking to kind of prove yourself even more, even though you guys always hope to do that anyway.
Yeah, look, I think I don't think I'm motivated by contracts. I'm motivated by trying to achieve things with these teams and try and win things. That's the way I've always been. I don't think about I have to play well so I can try and get another one. No, it's not. It doesn't work like that. I very driven to try and finish this campaign on a high and then go back to Leinster and try and have a successful end to the season, and then think about next year when summertime rolls around and you have a bit of time to reflect and see where you are. But very short-term focused at the moment.
Hey guys, anything further there for Johnny in the live section?
Can I just ask a final question, if you don't mind, seeing as nobody else has jumped in there to let you hang it. In relation to the two games coming up, Scotland and England, yes, it's a Six Nations Championship, but it's also a Lions year, regardless of what shape that's going to take. Does that have an extra bit of spice? I'm not saying motivation, but just the fact that you're playing against maybe people who are maybe direct competitors for positions on a Lions squad to play against the world champions.
Of course, it's not at the forefront of our thought because, even if it wasn't a Lions year, we'd still be going out to win the game, of course, and to put our best foot forward. But obviously, in the back of your mind, you're knowing that this is a pretty important game. The next two are pretty important in terms of those Lions selections. I think it'll help the Irish cause if we can pick up a couple of wins. It'll help get more numbers on the plane. And that's ultimately what we want, isn't it? We want to get as many Irish people on that trip as possible. So it's definitely in the back of our mind somewhere.
Thanks again.
Johnny, if I can ask you, Paul O'Connell said yesterday that this is the best Scottish team that he's played or coached against. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think so. The way they've started the campaign, obviously winning away to England, very impressive in the conditions that, obviously poor conditions, but they managed the game very well. It's not an easy place to go, Twickenham, and dominate sort of field position and they had real good patches in that game, and arguably they could have won by more. Very unlucky against Wales, I think, to go down to 14 and then to fight back the way they did. And I'd say they probably, look, if they're in their camp, they probably think they gave away a soft try, and then break away at the end. But for a tap tackle, they'd be going for, a triple crown against us. So yeah, I think Paulie's right. I think they're a team full of confidence. They'll fancy their chances against us. They'll feel that maybe they should have beaten us the last two times they played us, and they'll have, obviously they've improved a lot since then as well. So I'm sure they'll be full of confidence, and we have massive respect for them as a team. They're an outstanding, really well coached side as well, like that.
Hi Johnny, can I just ask, how closer to your truer selves, for want of a better term, do you think that Italy performance was, especially in terms of attack? And how easy or difficult is it to kind of replicate a similar style when the opposition is obviously much better this weekend?
I think things that helped us, the weather was pretty good. There was no wind, there was no rain, there was a dry ball, so that's a big factor in how you play. Obviously, against Wales, I thought we showed some really good stuff as well with 14 men, and it's very hard to do that with 14 men. You find yourself, I don't think I've ever hit so many rucks in my whole life in that game. But that's because you're back row down. It's all hands on deck, and it's kind of where you're short, you just got to fill in. And like I said, we were making up moves at the time, so I like to think that we would have played like that against Wales as well. Against France, it's a different game. It's greasy ball, tough conditions for the guys. So yeah, again, it could be tough conditions this Sunday over in Murrayfield. By the looks of it, it's going to be wet and windy. So we might not see that game. It could be back to rolling the sleeves up and but that's okay as well.